In a world where nothing is certain, only music can help you to find the right way. The way you should follow today. This way will take you to the best genres of music from around the world. Ladies and gentlemen,
13, but then it kind of dissipated. You know,
please.
Life in general, you know, you have to start studying for exams and all that sort of thing. So yeah, but 13 is when I first noticed.
You guys out there, you are listening to Dominic Nelson Ashley. He's a music maker. He's a mentor. He's a writer. So there's so much we're going to cover today. He's just telling us that, has he ever introduced himself? Now the journey of his music side started at age of 13. He started music, but he was alone, carrying it by his own. So you are a master. Started it by yourself.
By myself, but it's only when I hit to about 16 that I actually started writing the songs.
Okay.
Actually going, okay, all right, now 16. Let's get the songs down.
Right.
Let's play them for the ladies.
Okay.
Let's see what's gonna if the magic is gonna work with the ladies. You understand what I'm saying?
16.
16. You gotta have something.
Exactly.
You gotta have something to bring to the table with the ladies. Some worked, some didn't. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's true,
okay,
man.
so you can put that out there. Okay, what's the acid test to know if your songs are working?
True,
You wrote in the ballads.
True.
You try them out on your prospective girlfriends.
Exactly, yes.
If it's working, it's working. If it's
True.
not working, it's not
It's not
working.
So-
no need to send them to no A and R.
You know
need
this.
these, like you're getting the direct feedback.
Exactly. So tell me there.
The lyrics aren't working.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So tell me now, what was the first track you wrote that you came up with on the table?
Oh, that was
Surrounded by the beautiful young girls there. So it's for my darling, my Mrs. Ashley. We're just talking about the earliest time.
Okay, early. Pre. I hope my wife is listening.
That's
you know
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm excusing myself.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
That's the road of the man, you know. You always have those kind of.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Every boy, every man,
everybody.
Yes.
Well, you got to have an audience.
Literally, yes.
Okay, you write your music. So there's two types of music, isn't there? There's music you write for yourself,
Exactly.
just purely personal, not to be shared with anyone.
True, yes.
And music you want to share with the world.
Exactly, yes. So what was the first track then?
Oh, now you're pushing me now. That's because I'm an old man now. Old man.
But now you've got something to tell people.
Are these people gonna be out there writing notes like, oh yeah, okay,
Oh yeah, this is
yeah.
the. He said this.
16. Hey, do you know what? My chat lines aren't working. So maybe if I write some songs for romance the ladies. I suppose these days some kids will write some raps.
Exactly,
Or come in
yes.
with the grime style.
True, yes, yeah. Well, all right. So now, if you don't give us the name of the track, which is appreciated,
Okay.
that's not a problem. And we're
No
having a
problem.
good time. Just give me one piece of a line of that song.
Oh, do you know
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
That was when I was 16. So
Yeah.
obviously my writing technique has
Have
improved
improved
since
greatly,
then.
yes.
You know,
Yeah.
so I want to keep the mystique that I've always been good. You know, I want to keep the mystique that I've always been good.
Yeah, right. It's well defined, you guys out there. You have listened to what Mr. Nelson
That's right.
actually said to us.
So that's
it's very clear.
lesson,
Yes.
lesson number one is
Lesson number one. Yes.
is lesson number. No, it's lesson number 2.
Yeah, lesson number 2.
Lesson number 1 is okay. You're right. You tune and you romance it with the ladies. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
so okay.
Yes.
Lesson number
2.
2
Yes.
is it's I can't remember.
We're having a good time here. Yeah. I offered him. He didn't want anything to drink. He said, "You just want water." So he got his glass of water. I got a glass of water. We're right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So plenty of energy.
Plenty of
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
Plenty of energy.
Yeah.
Well, we lessons. Okay, lots of lessons to be learned. Okay, so where were we?
That's true. I mean, as we are listening to the gentleman, he's very clear on his words, and what you hear there is what he's saying. Now, tell us, 16. You start having your adventure around there. Any signing
No,
early signing with record, spotted as a young man, talented.
At 16, I suppose if you're a musician, you do what I did, what every other musician did. Back then, it was like cassettes,
exactly,
tapes.
Yes,
there's no digital downloads.
True,
so I made my tracks. You'd send them off, and you get some feedback, some not. But a lot of people went through the same thing.
Exactly. So I remember myself in London when I was young. The way I used to run up and come recording companies. To always have this. I mean, it's a new generation. We're dealing with machines and all this. They will come with their own things. Anyway, we're not bothered.
Okay. So I joined the band at 18.
Exactly.
And the same musicians that I played with when I was 18, 19, 20.
Yes.
Same musicians are the same musicians I play with today.
Okay.
So
that's fantastic,
and I'm 50,
man.
so these are the same people who end up on my records.
Oh, that's very good.
Because I've got that connection with them.
Exactly.
So it's like
that shows a good unity spirit, man.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
So that's loyalty.
That.
Loyalty
that's what I'm saying.
And also you get that musical connection.
It truly is.
Because music is about communication.
Communications, yes.
So
I like it.
That bond is there.
I like it.
Okay. So, but to get into the crux of the matter, when did things really start moving for me?
Exactly.
Okay. I did a production on a track that eventually got signed to Ninja Tunes.
Ninja Tune, yes.
Okay. So they're known for their electronic music, and they had an offshoot label called Big Dada, which specialized in hip hop.
Okay.
So I did a track that ended up on that label, and off the back of that,
yes,
I was asked to work with an unsigned act, and that unsigned act was a female rapper called Speech the Bell, and at that particular time she was homeless.
All right.
Yeah, so I worked with her, help her develop her craft, help her develop her songwriting and her focus and which direction she wanted to go into, and then off the back of me working with her, she got signed to Big Dada / Ninja Tune, and she went on to win the Mercury Music Prize.
Right.
So that's when my name, amongst certain circles, not necessarily to the general public,
yes,
but to people who make music behind the scenes, those people came to know my name a bit more. So they came towards me, and that increased the amount of work that I got.
I'm not just interrupting you there.
Okay.
Is it Moned, M-O-N-E-D?
Oh, Medina Funk, M-O-N-E-D-A.
M-O-N-E-D-A. A funk, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Guys, we're just communicating, like we're saying.
Okay.
So much going on, and the producers keep passing papers and...
it's always crazy, always creative. Okay,
sure.
So developing and working with Speech the Bell, that increased my personal profile. Okay. So off the back of that, more people came towards me, and I started making more music.
Okay.
So off the back of that, so I suppose the bug was reignited within me.
True, yes. Truly, yes. I agree.
So I continued making more and more music, more and more styles. And because I was making so many different styles of music, I had to have so many different names. You
mean names by given to you?
Aliases.
Like exactly.
Aliases.
Yeah.
So, I went, I'm trying to remember some of them. I was the legendary Dominic for a while.
I like it, yes.
It's one of those that you put out a record and you got a different name and but the thing about that is like there was no consistent style. I was, it's just like you're spreading everywhere. So, there was no consistency. I'd make a tune under one name, one style, house, another tune, another name, R&B, just all over the place. So, but what happened then next is that one of my tunes got in the hands of a DJ who worked for Ministry of Sound.
Okay, so that's sounding massive now.
Yeah. So
we're moving things now.
Yeah. So he played. He contacted me, said, "Oh, I love that tune," and then he told me he's been playing it all around the world.
Wow.
You know, he says like, you know, he's been to all over England, all around Europe, all over the place. Like he do gigs in the not Skegness, but you know, there's islands off the coast of the country, and he'd be playing it.
Is that a sound coming there? Is that sound coming in your ears?
Of music?
It's beautiful, isn't it?
I can't hear a thing.
Carry on. Secret.
So he told me that he was been playing my tune all around the world, and it's getting a good reception. Okay.
True, yes.
So I was going like, all right. And the
magic started working.
The magic started working.
True.
And that particular tune was under the name of Good Voodoo Society.
Good Voodoo Society.
So if people went online and look for Good Voodoo Society, there's lots of tunes, house music tunes.
Good Voodoo Society.
Good Voodoo Society. Yeah. Not bad voodoo, good.
No, good.
Good Voodoo Society.
Exactly. That's the way it was made.
So that's how Good Voodoo Society started.
All right.
Because I was doing lots of music under lots of different names, and that particular one, you know, got the feedback, the international feedback, and so hey, we had to run with that. So it was fantastic. We kept going. The feedback was good. Got more feedback from other tracks in a similar style, and that was the beginnings of the Good Voodoo Society. So off the back of that, I then set up a record label called Good Voodoo Music.
Oh, you're coming now with a record label because you've seen the productions that you've made. It's getting the magic is happening now.
Yeah, exactly. The magic is happening.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm creating a lot of music.
Yes.
Simultaneously, I wanted to do music for film.
Okay.
Along the same
soundtracks.
Soundtracks.
Yeah.
You know, because you know everybody loves film music.
Yes.
You know, because you know that combination. Hey, let me sample that. Let's pack this in.
Exactly.
Record that for me. Send it to me. It's gonna work. Okay. So I wanted to do music for film. So, but then the problem with that is films take so long to make.
Exactly.
So you know, a film could take 6 months. You know, to a year. So I wanted to, in terms of branding, I wanted to keep my name out there. So Good Voodoo Music started off as not only putting out house music under the Good Voodoo Society, but also a way of keeping my name, my brand, in the public eye whilst it was taking so long for these filmmakers to make their films.
Exactly, yes.
So, you know, initially I wanted it to be a 50-50. But, you know, what happened is the Good Voodoo music label and the house music just grew exponentially.
Okay.
You know, bigger and bigger and bigger and more internationally.
Yes.
Then another, now this is the thing that really kicked things into overdrive now. Are you ready?
Yes.
If you got your pens ready,
exactly.
Make notes.
Okay. You guys out there,
so
are you listening? I'm ready with my pen.
This is a crucial learning point here. So
yes.
I'm making my house music in the northeast,
right, of England.
Right. So now, Good Voodoo Society has a particular type of house sound. It's a very deep house, soulful sound. Other people also make a similar sound.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I made I started going like, okay, I started making a type of house that I wasn't hearing elsewhere.
Unique.
I thought so. I wasn't hearing it round here in the northeast. It was very African inspired, and I wasn't hearing it.
Okay.
So I was fortunate enough to go to South Africa. Okay.
Yes.
To do some work over there. And
you mean collaborations project?
Yes. And I went to...
just a research project?
No, I was over there doing some mentoring and working with other artists.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, too.
Now, and this was in 2012. And what happened, I was in a township and I met a producer and I went to his house and he had my music.
Wow.
And he said to me, this sounds just like the music, the house music we make in South Africa.
In South Africa, yes.
South Africa. So I was making South African house.
Without you realizing.
Without realizing,
miles
I was making South
thousands
African
of miles
house. Exactly.
Away.
So
connections.
There is that the Africanness will come out somehow. So yeah, so he had my music. So from that point of going, okay, I made more and more Afro house music because now it wasn't. I'm making this music, and I thought, okay, no, I had loads of it. It was just, earlier I said
exactly
there's
like
music for the world, and there's music for just myself.
True, yes.
So the Good View Society music, I was making it for the world, but I was making Afro house, which I then discovered it is like South African house,
exactly,
just for myself.
True, yes.
So I go to South Africa. The guys are playing my music.
Your music, yes.
I'm just going like, wow. Okay, you like that?
Yeah.
Here's some more. So
that's good.
Dominic, the two names, Dominic, and there's another name, that True Roots Project, is very Afro-centric house music. And and that's
very good.
From that particular moment. I realized it doesn't matter where you are in the world. With the power of the internet, you can find your audience. Boom.
Boom. I got it.
You got it. So what I said was earlier, I would come back to it. That's what I'm talking about.
Got it now. Yes.
So no matter where somebody
Strong,
is,
man.
they're having their own particular niche.
Exactly.
And they might feel isolated. They might feel that their music is not connected
yes,
to their particular area.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter, because somewhere in the world, if you use the power of the internet, do your research, you will find your audience. And I was lucky enough to go to South Africa and found that my music was being played over there. So, fast forward a couple of years later, my music is being played by South African DJs.
That's the reason. I was just testing my sound. It came up, so it wanted to be played.
Okay.
So that you can come a little bit down. It looks like it keeps on popping out. It just wants to be played.
Okay. Hey, how the music coming through?
Exactly.
How the music coming through?
Here we're talking about Dominic Good Voodoo Afro House Vol 1.
Okay.
This is the one I'm going to play for my audience now.
Okay.
Here we go. As you can listen there. Truly. Straight away captured. It's a South African test house. What I mean, similarities. Thank you.
Somebody said it. Somebody said it. Somebody said it. Somebody said it. Somebody said it.
We are back. We are back.
I don't know how I can put it, but just that's fantastic. We have been listening to the beautiful mixing of Good Voodoo.
That's right.
Vol 1.
Good Voodoo.
Fantastic. And we'll continue now our journey on questions.
Okay.
We ended where you have now crossed over. Means that from Britain, you have gone down to the South region.
That's right. I've gone to South Africa.
Going there now, start meeting others so that you can exchange the knowledge.
That's right. So
of both sides.
Exactly.
Yes.
So going over there, meeting like-minded people who are, understood the kind of music I was trying to make on a spiritual level as well. So,
yes.
So I met a guy over there who was a traditional spiritual healer.
Okay.
Yeah. So-called Zamakolo. I've probably said that wrong because he's, coasted with all the clicks in there. I forgive my pronunciation. Don't shoot the messenger.
Exactly.
So I did some tracks with him. So it's like, and some of my most successful tracks have been with him on because it's a combination of spiritual lyric, with Afro house music.
Voila.
Okay, so there's a lot of music out there. If you check out Good Voodoo Music,
yeah, Good Voodoo
there's
music,
a website.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen it myself. I went on YouTube.
If you go on, there's True Roots Project,
yes.
Dominic, Domineeky, and Good Voodoo Society.
True, yes.
So those are the main groups that I put music out on the label with. Excellent.
Yeah, that's we're talking about there in South Africa.
Yeah.
Now you are mingling with other artists and things like that.
Yeah.
Very interesting because you have mentioned now you are working with while you were there. You came across to work with this we call them the Sangoma.
Oh yes, exactly.
The traditional healers.
Exactly. Your pronunciation is fantastic. Have you been there? Probably. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes.
So how did it happen? What makes you to meet there to cross to the Sangoma side?
If you go, I'm a great believer of the energy you put out will attract similar energy.
Okay.
So that is one of my philosophies of anywhere I go in the world. I've been to different places in Africa. I've been to different places in South America.
Yes.
Been to different places in Europe.
Yeah.
The energy you put out, the positive vibes you put out, you will receive them back. So I can't specifically say how I've met particular people in my life at particular times and how it's happened, but I just know, I put out the positive energy and the positive energy comes back.
All right. So what's the relationship between now and did you, apart from, for the time that you have left South Africa, are you still communicating? Are you still dealing with the
I communicate with people.
I'm talking about this particular Sangoma, which is the traditional healer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still in touch with him.
Oh, that's good.
Still in touch with him. In fact, I've got a tune coming out with him in about, I think about 2 months.
Oh, 2 months.
Yeah.
You see, that's the feeling I had, that I have to dig a little bit questions there.
Well,
so did you see that I'm the right person to be behind there because I can read? I can read.
I was pausing because my label puts out music on a regular basis, so I had to think a little moment like which one it was and how far down the line it is.
True, yes.
Because when you love something, you're going to do it
you
a lot.
Do it a lot, yes.
I write a lot of music and I like to put it out on a regular basis for people to hear.
So now, well, in South Africa, I don't want to bring you back yet, because we're talking about crossing cultures.
Okay.
The crossing culture, as you know, is about promoting, is about educating, entertaining, and celebrating culture.
Absolutely.
So now you are in that moment where, as we call, is a corridor time. People that are mingling themselves in that corridor, which is Africa and Britain, our corridor of exploration.
Yes,
that's the corridor we explore. So now, since you are crossing that culture, you are doing a good job for us.
Thank you very much.
So that's the reason we have to dig.
Nice to be appreciated. And you're doing a fantastic job as well.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's the reason we have to dig, so you can tell our audience more because that's what it's all about here. It's about telling them what is crossing over, what is crossing cultures. Mr. Dominic, you are a British citizen.
Yes.
But now you are in South Africa. You start even working with the Sangomas. If I say Sangomas, the one who does not know Sangoma means the traditional healers. The gentleman, born in Britain, bred in Britain, is a British citizen. Yes, you've got African background in a sense, but as a gentleman, you grew up here, born here. Now you start going back to Africa to work with Africans deep. If I say deep, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I mean,
traditionalists.
Do you know what?
People who believe in nature.
Yes.
That's a strong connection, man.
I think, I don't know if this is going off topic, but I think that anybody of African heritage should, if possible, go to Africa at some stage.
Totally agree with you.
You know, from my own personal experience, every time I have been to Africa, it has changed my life for the better.
Oh, nice to hear that, man.
For the better, unequivocal.
Nice to hear that, man.
So every time, in fact, I was thinking about this the other day.
Yes.
It is actually, because I'm definitely going to, I'm going to Ghana next year on a writing project. Now,
the land of Kwame Nkrumah.
And trepidation is the word. Trepidation. And it's not because I'm scared of going, but it's a case of the complete upheaval that will happen. I know that I will have an upheaval in my life, but it will be for the better. And change is always scary.
Exactly. Yes.
Change is always scary. So every time I've been to Africa, I've come back, I've been a changed person. And my consciousness has expanded. I know more about myself. The quality of the work I do also goes up. But on the flip side of that is I come back and I have to, because I'm looking at things in a different perspective, I change a lot of things. So does that make sense?
A lot.
But to break it down, I personally think anybody of African heritage in the UK, if they get the opportunity, should go to Africa. Even if it's just simply, the bare minimum is that you'll feel more connected. That's so you can't lose. You can't lose by going to Africa. Can't lose.
The reason I'm quiet, I want the audience to listen carefully to what you are saying. Because you are pressing on the right button. Like I was saying, it's about exploring the corridor between Africa and Britain.
I'm sorry I'm stuttering because I get emotional about this. And a lot of people do not understand, until you've everybody's on a journey. Let's break it down like that. True. Everybody's on a journey. Like I'm 50 plus. I've got two kids.
True, yes.
So when I was a young person living in London, I was brought up in Chiswick.
Exactly.
We had the church at the top of the road, and at the bottom of the road was two schools, and everybody on the street was either black or Irish.
All right.
So you didn't. That was it. It was almost like a little village.
Yes.
And then I moved to a different part of the UK.
Okay.
And my family were the only black people in the area. So there was a disconnect there. So then you have that feeling of unease, and you don't know why have I got this feeling of unease, and then you see, and then sometimes it's buried so that you forget it's there, and then when I went to Africa the first time, and I've been to the Caribbean, and that was eye-opening as well, but that was slightly different.
Okay.
But when I went to Africa, it was like, wow. It's like another part of my head opened up.
Wow.
And that stress, that underlying disconnect disappeared. And
because it was connected.
Do you know, like if you twist your ankle?
Yeah.
Your body will readjust so you can still walk.
Exactly.
But that injury is still there.
It's still there, yes.
And then after a while you forget, because you've adjusted, you've forgotten that injury is there, but it's still impeding your movement.
This is powerful.
Yeah. So that's the physical way I can describe.
That's powerful.
The mental aspect of what I was going through for many years.
That's powerful.
So it's then a case of like, okay, I go to Africa, and it's like, the country. I went to Sierra Leone, which is where my dad's from.
Yes.
and it's like, right,
Lovely
it's
place.
not just it's not just that everybody look like me. You know, because in the UK we're a minority.
Yeah.
People are minorities. So
Yeah.
you're walking around and you
Exactly.
go
Yeah.
like, okay,
Is it?
you know,
Yeah.
I'm me.
Yeah.
I'm cool, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm the minority,
The
so
minority,
I stand out. But
yeah.
then you go there and it's just like, okay, everybody looks like me. It's relaxation. Then, you know, on a basic level,
Yes.
there's an understanding of me.
Understanding of you. Yes.
You know, and then it's, you know, I'm a writer, but I can't put this into words.
Yeah, true.
You know, that's how deep it is.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that. I'm a writer. I spend my days writing novels, and I can't put this into words. That's how strong, how deeply I feel about this. So,
truly, yes.
like, get it down simply.
Yeah, exactly.
You are in the UK and you have African heritage. Get yourself over to Africa.
True.
By hook or by crook, save up your money.
Yeah.
Ask your relatives, ask your friends, do a math and do what you need to do. Do what you need to do to get there.
Exactly.
So, you know,
Yeah.
that was a. So let me break this down. For
Yeah,
you.
break it down,
Let me
bruh.
break it down.
Do
for
that,
you,
man.
Right.
Do that.
So
Please.
before I went to Sierra Leone,
Uh-huh.
right? Before I went to Sierra Leone,
It's beautiful.
I was a careers advisor.
Career advisor. Yes.
Right, so which ties into the mentoring thing. So my
Exactly.
job was to find creative ways re-engaging people.
Exactly.
That was my job, you know. So, and I was good at it. So my job. So I did this project and I had to re-engage the toughest to reach people in Stockton, Northeast. So I did this. I organised an event, and it was very successful. Right. So it took, you know, it raised the money for it. Contacted the police. It's a Christmas event. Got all the kids off the streets. Everybody had a good time.
Fantastic.
Had like a Radio 1 DJ. Booked that. Smooth. I was tired though.
Yeah.
But you know, some things behind the scenes in the hierarchy were not to my liking. I don't want to go into details, but suffice to say, I was so annoyed that I went, okay, I'm going off to Africa. You know.
Okay.
So I went.
Yeah.
And when I was there, I got a revelation of everybody works for themselves. So I'll come on to this topic again later about what I think what people should do with their lives. What people should do with their lives. But I went there and I saw so many people with a lot of potential. A lot of people were doing their own thing. And I remember I met this guy and he just had a card. And you know when you normally get a business card,
True.
it has, you know, window cleaner, you know, or, you know, car salesman or whatever. It says what it is.
Yeah.
On this card, it just said entrepreneur. And I clicked the card and I had it for many years. The card just said entrepreneur. So it's just like, he can do, you want something done, he can do it. So I came back with that attitude. So I said to my missus, you know, right, you know, I was with the career service for so many years. I said, I'm packing it in. She said, no, you can't do that.
Can't do that.
You can't do that. What about the mortgage?
Yeah.
What about the kids? You know, all that, you know, that people have just said, okay. I said, you gotta trust the power.
You
You
gotta
got
trust
to
the power.
trust the power.
Trust the
You
power.
know, sometimes intuition. My intuition was telling
Trust
me,
the power.
trust the power.
Exactly. I love it.
My intuition was telling me,
Man,
get out, do your own thing.
do your own things.
You know, so I, you know, had a discussion with my missus and I left. Okay, she said, what we gonna do for money? What we gonna do for money? So to cut a long story short,
Get it short, bruv.
I will keep it short. The amount of money I made in 12 weeks was the equivalent of what I made in a year.
Oh.
So was she happy? That's a question. Was
Yes,
she? Was she? I said she was happy for a brief window of opportunity time. She was happy.
Exactly. Exactly.
So from that day, I've done my own thing and followed my intuition. So, but the thing with intuition, you can't just like go like, you know, I feel like this. I'm just gonna do it. So I like to I like to back it up. And if I feel something, intuition, I've also got to do research as well and go like, okay, can I make it feasible?
Can I make it feasible?
You know that the same. I'm saying like
That's
if you
the
go to
balance
if you like
of
for
the
instance
point.
if you go to a bank manager, you say like, oh, I want to do this business. He won't, and you just go like, he'll say why?
Why?
And you just go like, I feel like it.
Yeah.
Like what? And you say, can I get a couple of grand? with this idea. Said, you know, why? She's like, well, you know, I just feel like so like you got to do your business planning,
you have to come
all those
with
your
business
due
planning.
diligence.
Yeah,
so
exactly, yeah.
that's a two-pronged attack. It's like you got your intuition, but you back it up with the facts and your business plan and all that sort of thing. So that's why. So when I say I went to my wife and said like I had this intuition, I had a feeling. I also went like, here's my business plan, baby.
Exactly.
Here's the business plan. Here's the financials, baby. Here's how it's gonna work, baby.
Yeah, truly.
So it did work.
Yeah, it did work. Let me bring you a little bit down so that you can relax a little. Take you on. You're taking it on, isn't it?
Take you on. It's a nice
Take
tune.
You on.
Oh, dear.
all over the place. Radio Afric-Aye. We are online 24/7. You're listening to the best radio station. Online 24/7. We are online 24/7. You're listening to the best radio station. Mixing the beats in the mix with the best DJ. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. We have ignition. We have ignition. You're about to listen to the hottest sound.
Yes, you're about to listen to the hottest sound, the sound of Mr. Dominic. He's in the house. We're playing lovely tracks from his project and all this, and we're listening to the stories of his music journey. He's still in the house.
I'm still in the house.
And plenty to tell us.
Okay.
Okay, let's start moving things now.
Okay.
Because the music journey is a long one anyway.
Okay. And it's still going on.
It's still going
it never
on.
stops.
Yeah. So let's move to the last questions of that part.
Okay.
Then we can move to the mentoring.
Okay.
So now back to the UK, like you're saying, the connections of your journey to the others, the change of life that you have made on the others is just so powerful.
Okay.
I'm very silent myself. I've been a friend to you for many, many years, but this part is what I didn't know. Those are the things that I start hearing.
Well, you see, the thing is about I'm one of those people that has a low profile.
True, yes.
Low profile.
I agree totally with you.
It's a case of like there's so many hours in the day. So I have 2 children, which are, high priority.
True, yes.
So there's 24 hours in the day. So am I going to spend that time with my children and trying to make a world a better place?
Yes.
Or am I going to spend that shouting from the rooftops? Look at me, 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 look at me.
Yes,
so I'm of the, the style of low profile.
Low profile, yes.
People, if you need me, you'll find me. Or if I think you need me, I'll come find you. So which brings us to the mentoring aspect. So which also ties us back to Africa as well. So the last thing I was saying was that I went to Africa and I came back. And the amount of money I made in the first 12 weeks from coming back was equivalent to what I would have made in a year.
Exactly. Yes.
So my wife was happy for a short period of time.
Yeah.
So the thing I started doing was more mentoring.
Okay.
Helping people, not necessarily in an overt way, but the thing about mentoring is that it's confidential. It's one-to-one.
One-to-one, yes.
I might have had a conversation with somebody, and the only person who would know that I've had that conversation is that person.
True, yes.
So getting back to the mentoring thing, I came back from Africa. I set up a social enterprise called Solzaf. No longer around, but my children are called Solomon and Zafira.
Okay.
So
you combine those.
I call them combine those names because one of the reasons I wanted to do something that my children would be proud of me.
Exactly.
So they could say like, okay, I help people. Solzaf.
Solzaf.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Happy to hear that.
Actually, this story just come to my head about how low my profile is. My personal profile is when it comes to mentoring.
Tell us, bro.
I was in a meeting once, and they were talking about this great organization called Solzaf, and they didn't know that I'm the man behind it. That's how low my personal profile was. So people knew the name Solzaf, but not that it was necessarily me. So getting back to mentoring, a lot of it is confidential, one-to-one. And the thing about that is that with people knowing that it is confidential, they're going to tell you things that for your ears only, and so you can help them. I won't mention any names. I'll just give you some examples. I worked with someone, and they're a musician. They're a musician. So people were telling me that this particular person, when he was doing, or she, confused it, were doing jobs, the quality of their work was not as good as it could be. They weren't as focused as it could be. Now, somebody would just look at that, it's like, oh, they're not very good at their job. But me speaking to that person, I, as a musician myself, I understood what the problem was. The problem wasn't that they weren't good at their job. Musical people, creative people will understand what I'm about to say. The person had tunes going on in their head all the time. They're busy composing. So saying to that particular, you're laughing because you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Right. So the answer to that particular situation is not, oh, you just got to work harder. You just got to work harder. Just work harder.
Yeah.
No, the way around that is that you have to. That person has to learn how to compartmentalize what they do. So it's like, but so my solution for that particular case was, okay, between certain hours, certain times, you focus on music.
Okay.
I got that person to compartmentalize their life, almost like a military way.
Oh, voila.
So that means that
sound good.
In that, when they're doing music, they're fully focused on that music.
Focus on the music.
Very
everything
productive in that hour.
Oh, yes.
So that means it frees up the mind. When they're doing another job, they can devote 100% to that.
Exactly.
Not have a cloud in mind. Because without that, if you've got things going on in your head, which is different to the job you're supposed to be doing, then your productivity is down 50%.
Exactly.
So that's the way around that. You've got to learn. He had to learn, or she had to learn to compartmentalize their life. Simple as that. And
the solution was resolved.
That was the situation. That particular situation was resolved.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So that's just one particular aspect. Another thing, recent thing I was talking to somebody about was how to deal with being racially abused in the street.
Right.
There's different responses to different situations.
Okay.
So there's I spoke on that, for that particular one, I spoke from my particular experience. So I said it really depended on who I was with.
Okay. So
first time I got abused in this area, it was I was going to buy a house of some people, and then, like you do, due diligence, like I mentioned before.
Exactly.
We've got to do the due diligence. So got the survey done. Everything was not as it should be. So didn't go ahead.
Right.
And which is like standard practice. You get a survey done.
True.
If it's okay, if there's nothing wrong with the house, you buy it. If there's something wrong, you don't buy it.
You don't buy it.
So I was walking in Middlesbrough Town Centre, bumped into these people, said, me being a friendly guy, mistake number one. How are you okay? How's it going? Just got a whole load of verbal abuse. People just walked by. So I was just taking it. It was like, I was so shocked. I just stood still. I just stood still.
Exactly.
And then on another occasion, I was with my son. So this is the two different things now. Two different things now.
Yeah.
So the first time I was by myself.
By yourself, yeah.
People walk about. Second time I was with my son. Now he would have been less than 10 at a particular stage. Less than 10.
Right.
So this boy cycled past on a bike, and he just yelled some not very nice things. So he was 10. So I was younger then. What did I do?
Yeah.
So I had my son with me. So got to remember, as a black father, I want my son to be as resilient, as strong as possible. So I chased after this particular individual. So and I got him off his bike. I said, "What did you say?" So I confronted him to his face.
Exactly. Yes.
So so I resolved that situation because if I had not been with my son, I would have just let it go. Because saying I'm personally operating on a higher frequency, higher plane. I'm above that. But because I'm with my son, I just had to make sure, because young people they absorb everything.
Voila.
So I didn't want my son subliminally to think that's acceptable. I have to take it.
Take it. No.
So it's like stand up, bang, okay.
Exactly.
Confront in the face. So, in fact, speaking of my son, my son who's starting to do medicine now.
Yeah. That's good.
At this particular, there was another occasion when he was racially abused. So he came home and he said this boy had said nasty things to me. So I said, okay, where is he? So he was outside. So found him. I didn't say anything to the boy. I said where do you live? So me and my son followed the boy to his home. I knocked on the door. I said, I want to speak to his mother, or whichever parent was in. Yeah. So I went inside with my son, sat down, just said, okay, just repeated what had happened, that the boy had racially abused my son. What are you going to do about it? See, the thing with some people, they don't like being, if they racially abuse you, they don't think you're going to
confront them. Yeah, gotcha.
So, I'm sitting there. Okay, this is the situation. What are you, as a parent, going to do about it? So, and parents do not like being embarrassed. So, imagine it from that particular person's point of view. Yeah. Some black man's turned up to their house, sitting down, going, not looking happy, saying, what are you going to do about this situation? So, yeah, the boy lost his Xbox. And then, so
that's good. Yes.
There you go. So, so yeah, the thing about mentoring, it's it's a one-to-one, it's confidential. So I talk to anybody about different things that are going on in their life, and if they need help or whatever from any particular point of view.
Then you give intervention.
Yeah, you can say it's intervention.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it is.
It is, because sometimes people come to me, and sometimes I go to people. I say, I see something. Have you got this area covered?
Voilà.
So I went to an event the other night and saw someone, and they had signed a DJ. They signed a contract.
Oh, all right.
They'd signed a contract,
Yes.
a management contract, and they hadn't got somebody like myself or somebody like Junior Sandy to look over it.
Oh, true, yes.
So it's just a case of like, okay, no, there's people around.
Yes.
If I'm not the person, I will know somebody to pass you on to.
Yes.
Because remember, we're all in this together.
Exactly.
All in this together.
That's
so
true, yes.
It's a case of there's some things like if I see something, you come to me, or if I see something, it's like, okay.
Voilà.
Because at the end of the day, my mantra is I want everybody to be successful.
Oh, fantastic.
Anybody.
Good man.
Yeah, it's simple. Let me break it down. It's like,
break it down, bro.
break it down. Anybody I meet, I want them to leave having a conversation with me, to them to be either have more insight into themselves, or to be have something which will improve their lives in some way.
Fantastic.
It really is as simple as that. I'm fortunate that because of the jobs and experience that I've done, like I was a careers advisor, I've been a lecturer in a college, I have a certain amount of experience,
yes.
That I can give to people.
True.
And I've recognized, and other people have recognized that gift within me.
Exactly,
So,
yes.
I don't necessarily want to get into, is there a God?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Some people believe in a God, some people, but I believe that my calling or my gift is to help people.
True.
You could say that, I'm a problem solver or a mentor. You can give it lots of different labels.
Yeah.
But
the bottom line
is
helping.
It's helping.
It's
as simple as that.
That's true. Yeah, I'll bring you down with one of your tracks, which is called
You're playing on my tracks?
Soweto, because you're a VIP in the house. I told you. Soweto
Groove.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Guess where I made this?
Yeah. I guess. Yes.
Soweto!
Let's not wait to hear Soweto, man. Play us Soweto, please. You're listening to Radio Afric-Aye, and behind the bars is Robert Maseko, the music producer at the Radio Afric-Aye, and looking after the culture promotions. All is bind to crossing cultures. We're dealing with Mr. Dominic Nelson Ashley.
Correct.
You've been telling us about the journey of the music. It's too long because the time is too short, so we have to cut him a little bit slightly short so that he can jump to the mentoring. Now he's carrying on with the mentoring before we can go to the writing side. Yes, we continue with the mentoring.
Okay, you continue with the mentoring. So,
yes.
Before the tune,
exactly.
I was saying that, you know, the mentoring I do is confidential.
True.
And, you know, people either contact me, or if I see something, or you know, I think somebody needs help, I will jump in, you know,
yes,
without being asked. So, you know, now one of the reasons for this is I also said earlier on that I work along intuition.
Exactly. Yes.
So something happened. This is like I also mentioned earlier that, you know, whatever my calling is, you know, my call, I feel my gifts and my calling are to help people. So I won't say what year this was, but a cousin of mine committed suicide. And what happened was that I hadn't seen this cousin in a while, but I was getting a message through to in my head loud: call this person, like so loud, like it was like a headache. Call this person. So I phoned, made the call, and they said, "Oh, he's out." Wow. You know, so like, you know, but as soon as he comes in, I'll get him to call you. I said, like, as soon, don't matter what time, just call me.
You have to call
He has to call me.
True.
Next day, get a call. He's not with us anymore.
Wow.
So, you know, so like I said before, you know, anybody.
So means that maybe you speaking to him could change his mind. Maybe. But like I say, I work on intuition and something. But if it's a business thing, you got to do your due diligence. Truly, yes.
But sometimes, you know, this was a strong message, so I tried as best I could get hold, you know, but I wasn't quick enough, or for whatever reason, you know, I don't know if I could have changed anything. I don't know. But like I say, people call me, and if I see something, I will call. I make no apologies. I will call someone up. If sometimes, you know, if somebody goes like, okay, you're always in other people's business. At the end of the day, I'm here to help people. That is one of the things that I do. So that's all I can do, really. That's all I can do is share the knowledge I have, the experience I have, to make people have as best life as they possibly can, to maximize their time on this planet, no matter how long or how short. So, you know, none of us know how long we're going to be here.
Truly is.
Right? So one of the things I do is, like, everybody I know knows how I feel about them. You know, so if I, for whatever reason, I step out, you know, and I'm run over and like I'm not here anymore or whatever, you know, that no one is going to go like, oh, well, you know, I had beef with that person, I had disagreements. Like everybody I have a disagreement with, you know, for, you know, they know, you know, the level it's at or whether it means anything. Yes. Everybody I care about knows that I care about them and how much I care about them. Standard. You know, so if I'm gone, you know, they know I care. Well, I care. You know, and so like I say, you know, I work on intuition a lot, and ever since I've started working on intuition, my life has been for the better.
Fantastic.
You know, so the only way, when it comes down to is intuition, people are like, oh, you know, you got feeling, what's that? You know, whatever. You know, the thing to remember is the human brain has been around for a very, very long time. Long time. And the field of psychology has been around for a very short period of time. So if you feel something intuitively, you know, how many times have you felt something intuitively and then, you know, you've had the evidence to back it up later? You know, so yeah, I work a lot on intuition, and since I've worked on intuition, my life has been for the better.
You have to mentor me on that one.
Okay, you've seen me off air, confidential. You know what I'm
Confidential,
saying?
yes.
No problem. That's my style, man. That's my style. Okay. So yeah, we gone deep there.
Yeah.
We gone. You weren't expecting that, were you?
Exactly.
You
No,
thought I was just gonna come in here, play some of my tunes, go have a laugh, and that's it.
Bring the guitars in.
I mean, get the guitars out, a bit of percussion. Yeah.
but-
Dominic is a music man. He's all
and
good.
the piano.
That's it. That's it. You just want. No, man. That's, you know, as I say, I'm low profile.
Exactly. Oh, that's very good, man.
There you
Living
go.
that life,
That's
man.
good. Keeping it real.
It truly is. Keeping it real, yeah.
Keeping it real
Yeah.
for the people.
That's true, man. Now, give us maybe the other side also of writing, because
The
the
writing.
time, we're
Okay.
going. We left with a few minutes to
Few
run.
minutes. Okay.
So we'll kind of like 20 minutes to give to you.
Okay.
again.
That's really, okay.
So let us run for.
So as I say, I do three things. My life revolves around three things. It's the mentoring,
The
which we've
mentoring.
covered.
Let's start
yeah?
with the music.
And we've got the music, which we covered. Now
covered
the
this.
writing.
The
Now,
writing is,
The
yes.
thing about music is that it is words and music. You have lyrics.
Yeah.
You have 3.5 minutes. In the average pop song these days, it's like 3.5 minutes to 5 minutes. There is only so much you can say in that period of time.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, so, you know, and on the radio, it's love songs. You know, you can get socially conscious, some tunes, you know, some those are not very necessarily commercially successful.
Exactly,
But
yes.
breaking it down, you've got a limited time frame. The stories that I wanted to tell would take longer than 3.5 minutes.
Oh, see.
That's how I started writing. When I was younger, I wrote stories and then drifted into music, etc. But then the older I get, the more more experience I
Concise
have.
you become,
It's
yes.
like, you know, there's stories that I want to tell. I think the black community in the UK needs to tell its own stories.
Of 2 years.
You know, to take control of. You've got to take control of the narrative.
The 2 years, man.
You know, so to do that, you must write your own stories. There's no, you know, you look at the TV and you go like, right, I don't see myself on the television. You look at a book, I don't see myself in a book. You know, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit there and whinge, or are you going to actually something to do about it?
Exactly.
I personally think you can only complain if you're doing something about it. So
all right, you can only complain when you're doing something about it.
Exactly. It's like, you know. So, you know, I was not seeing what I wanted to see. So what am I going to do? Am I going to just complain, or am I going to actively do something about it? So
Exactly, yes.
I wanted to. You know, as a musician, you're a communicator.
True.
Yeah. So mentoring is also a communication.
Voilà.
It's all about communication. So
2 years.
stories is another way of communicating. So
2 years.
that's what I now devote majority of my daytime to. You know, I am writing. You know, I've written a couple of. I'm currently writing my third. The first one will be out. I'm gonna say early next year. If I say this year and it doesn't come out, people will come looking for me. It's like, you're such a liar. You're such a liar. You're such a liar. You lied. So I'm going to say early next year.
That's it.
So
we're going to bring you next year again.
Yeah. You can bring me back again. Finish. So I've got stories I want to tell. There are, you know, everybody has stories within them. And I think as a community, we should tell our own stories, control the narrative.
True, yes.
You know, you do what you say in the telly. Oh, right. Oh, Channel 5 are doing something negative about black people. Oh, we're all in gangs.
Exactly.
Oh, right. So if you see that, what are you going to do? You have to put out an alternative narrative. Now,
Voila.
you might not have a lot of resources.
True, yes.
But at least your alternative viewpoint is out there. And like I said before,
True.
about the music, when I was doing the music in the UK, and it's South African music, South African house style, and then, you know, people in South Africa managed to get hold of it, and, you know, so I have
Can you imagine
an audience.
Can you imagine?
So
Yes.
for me, when it comes to writing, it is exactly the same philosophy, exactly the same mindset. Okay,
Voila.
my stories might initially have be in a niche, a very small footprint, so to speak. But, you know, over the years, I think that the stories that I write with positive, showing people, black people in a rounded, full, you know, 3-dimensional characters, not all like, oh, they're all bad, they're all gangsters, they're all this, they're all that. You know, it's like fully rounded characters. I think there is a gap in the market for it,
True,
and I
yes.
think it will be successful. And also the thing about books is that they last a long time.
Exactly.
You know, I make music, and you know what's hot today is going to be dead tomorrow.
True.
You know, they go like, you know, you could be a great song, but great recording. They go like, you know, but in 5 years' time, go like, your kick drum is wrong. It's not the current kick drum, so it doesn't get listened to. But a book, strong book, will always be there for a long time.
Long time.
So I also like the intellectual rigor of a novel. You know, because I can do a tune day.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning like, okay, right, I want to write a tune today. Write a tune, mix it, sing it, mix it, record it, boom, put it out there.
Yeah.
Novel takes me a year.
Yeah, true.
So I like that actual like.
That
okay, let's just go deep.
Let's go deep. That's the point. Let's go deep.
But the crux of the matter is
Mm.
that 3.5 minutes. I can only say so much.
Voila.
You know, the stories I want to take, or want to give to the world, take longer than 3.5 minutes.
True.
They take 80,000 words.
Exactly. Yes.
You know, so that's what I do. So I want to show well-rounded characters, but except for all the people, all the black women in my books don't have straightened hair.
All right.
Yeah, because I mean, I know that's a bit. That's one of my things, because I'm into natural.
Yeah.
Natural. You got to be natural. You know, you're coming to this world natural with your hair curly. That's the way it should. You know, I can't take it. Hold me down. Hold me down.
Hold you
Splash
down.
cold water in my face. I'm gonna rant now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rant. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like weaves. I don't like wigs.
Yes.
You know, all that. Your natural black
strongly
beauty.
connected to
You gotta
the early hours of
and
things.
do you know what? This might be a thing for another show, because I used to be, you know, as I say, I used to be a careers advisor.
Yeah.
You know, I've written, like, I write references for people when they want jobs.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, oh, you're going for a job, you need a reference, you see me. Because I'm a writer
True.
and it was a careers advisor. They want the words the employers want to see. I know them words, man. Very high success rate. Come and see me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
okay.
true.
So I think there is this thing about some hairstyles in the workplace are unacceptable. You know, for like white people have a difficulty with, like, you know, okay, the natural hairstyle.
Yes.
You know, I think we could possibly do a show when we cover stuff to do with regards employment. Because it's an area I know about.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? I've worked for myself.
So we're gonna do that then. We're gonna
for
bring you
myself.
in again
I've
for
worked
that.
for other people. You know, I've written those letters.
So
I've been on panels for, you know, employment panels where, you know, the person comes in, they want a job. I'm on a panel who interviews them, saying like, okay, is this person the right person for the role? I've done that. You know, so I think there's scope there. Yeah.
There's so much I'm just digging it out now.
digging it out.
So there's plenty. I'm writing down everything that I'm gonna put, kind of like a plan when I'm gonna bring you in again.
It's something. He just does music. It's just I've got this other side, this low profile side.
Low profile. No, but definitely. I knew you for a long time. I know you for a long time. Apart from music. I know the character. I know your character. You're a very low profile person.
Yeah.
But the other things you are telling me is truly low profile. I didn't know.
Actually, and also one more. I know we're running out of time, and I suppose we're talking about coming back to this employment thing.
True, yes.
Like I think it's very important. Now, my son, like I mentioned earlier, he's studying to be a doctor.
True.
So you know that's rock hard to get into. Rock hard, rock hard. Seriously, now.
Seriously, yes.
I took him to an interview in Manchester. Now, I've already said it's rock hard to get into. You need your A's.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the young people there, you know, white, black, Asian, you know, and some of them were making, for want of a better term, schoolboy errors. Yeah. In terms of dress code. Yeah. And I'm not talking about women with the hair. I'm talking about, you know, you imagine, so to get an interview, first of all, like, they only interview about 20% of people who apply. So if you've got the grades, they only interview 20%.
Offer.
Right? So you get an interview. So you want to maximize your potential. Right? Shiny suit. No. You can't go in there with a shiny like it's from a nightclub. Do you know what? I'm laughing. You're laughing. But it's not funny.
It's okay.
So you work hard. you get your 3 A's and with an A star on the side.
Exactly.
To get an interview.
Yeah.
And you're going like, right, and it don't happen. You come out like, well, I answered the question. Because remember, first impressions count.
First
you know,
impression
so if you're
count.
coming in there with a shiny
Shining
suit, dirty shoes, wrong way round.
Wrong way round.
Dull suit, shiny shoes. Do you know what I mean? But so I think this is stuff we can cover on a later date. Because I want people to know this stuff. Because sometimes it's that little bit. It's just that little bit of information.
Information that is missing really to complete the puzzle.
Because people go like, oh, I've got the grades. That's fine. You know, parents will go like, get your grades, get your grades. But when you get the grades, you know, lots of people have got the grades.
True.
So it's a competition now. It's them little things. And you're not going to get it, and you're going to go wonder why.
Oh, why?
You know, and you know, you're gonna go like, oh, is it because I'm black? Is it because I'm Asian? Is it whatever? You know, well, to get an interview in the first place, you're good enough. So it could be those little things, them tiny little things that you thought about,
missed out. You didn't think about.
You know, so that's some of the work I've done in the past as well. It's like, okay, I put people through their paces. Interview prepreparation. I could ask you the tough questions so that when you actually go to your interview, you know, you're ready. You're more than prepared.
You're more than prepared.
You know. So all those things that we can cover at a later date.
Yeah, we are here, as you know, we are here on Crossing Cultures to explore the corridor between Africa and Britain. Anything that falling in that corridor is ours.
Okay.
We have claimed it.
Okay.
Like we have claimed you today.
Okay.
You are ours.
Okay.
And that's the reason we are exposing behind you all this low profile. Now
damn,
we know about it.
My low profile days are over. Is that what you're saying?
Days are over.
Oh,
fantastic, man. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color, do you know what? Is gold.
Gold.
I will tell you why.
Because originally your blood, you are tracing it to Sierra Leone with diamond the gold.
No, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started. You know, you're gonna love this one. Trust me, like you're gonna be fist pumping me any second now. You're gonna love this one when I say my favorite color is gold. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I was listening to the Marsha Garrett show.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was listening live.
You mean so real?
So real, real
the
talk,
new talk, yes.
whatever you want to, however you branded it.
Exactly. Yes.
I was listening, and like Marsha was going like, okay, you know, she does her colorism thing.
Exactly. Yes.
Good on her. And she was saying like her resources. So she was saying like, okay, there's an Oprah Winfrey thing,
True, yes.
and then she says there was a UK documentary, 50 Shades of Melanin.
50, yes.
So I was, so she made a quote from that, you know. And I went and watched the documentary immediately after. I texted her as soon as the show finished. I said, excellent show.
Exactly.
I said, then I went like, I'm watching 50 Shades of Melanin right now.
Wow.
Right. And then on it,
that's a good response.
As soon as it starts, as soon as it's a black woman.
The black one,
She's reading a poem. And she goes, and then towards the end of the poem, I think this is the punchline. Are you ready?
Exactly.
It's like, right, I am not black. I am gold. So my favorite color is now gold. That's right. Fist pump. Fist pump. I told you.
Oh man, that's a boom. That's a boom. That's a boom. Sound good. I take it straight away.
Do you know what? You know what? I come up with business ideas every time. That one's coming through right now, strong. Exactly. Marsha, I know she don't need the money, right? I know she don't need the money, but if she puts that on a t-shirt, you know, she's gonna make big money. I'd buy one.
I know.
Even though I've just come up with the idea.
True,
you know I'm giving her that one for free. For free. No commission. That's how generous I am.
Beautiful things comes for free. You know, comes with no price. Beautiful things comes with no price. You're right. Right now, what is your favorite dish?
Right, I'll tell you. Right, okay. Yes. Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Jollof rice.
Jollof rice.
I'm telling you now.
Yes.
Right, okay. And now, you're going to love this. You're going to fist pump me again.
I'll do. Like, continuously. Yes.
Apollo. He's been on your show.
Exactly.
Mr. Kilimanjaro.
Mr. Kilimanjaro, yes. The new sauce, Kilimanjaro.
Hey. Love it. Been a fan from day one. Went to his first restaurant.
Exactly.
You know, the first version. I was one of the official and unofficial tasters.
I'm a witness myself. Many times I've met you walking in with your family.
I'm tasting this. Okay, maybe this is a bit spicy. That's the one. That's like number 6. Next number version 102. That's the one you need to run with, brother. So jollof rice. The reason why
rice,
it's like every time I go into Kilimanjaros on
Yeah.
Stockton High Street.
True.
Sorry, no, I'm getting it wrong. Not Stockton. I'm talking Linthorpe Road.
Linthorpe Road, yes.
Sorry, I do apologise. Don't go running around Stockton.
We get
looking,
it.
Where's
We
Kilimanjaro?
get it straight out, yes.
Get it straight. I'm talking Linthorpe Road. Yeah, Kilimanjaros. You know, I'm not talking Manjaros. Don't give me no Manjaros nonsense. Get it right.
Get it right. It's Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaros. That's the one.
Exactly.
That's the one.
True, my bro.
You know, it's like, okay.
You're
So
very right.
I go in there.
We want so real. We want real.
I go in
Perform
there.
real.
And I go in there. The man, Amadou, the chef,
True.
he knows I want
Amadou,
jollof rice.
Brother.
You know,
Hey, brother,
I
yes.
see. I was in there the other
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
And the waiter comes over.
Yeah.
It says like I can put my order in.
Yeah.
You know, I know what I want every time.
Yes.
Half chicken
Exactly. Yes.
with like a salad, no dressing, jollof
True.
rice.
Jollof rice.
Goes
yeah.
off. She comes back.
Ah.
She goes like, "I'm sorry, we got no jollof rice." Do you know what? I just looked at her. I just looked. I didn't say nothing. Just like she says, I'm just there. Like it felt like 5 minutes. I'm just staring at her. She says, "What do you want instead?" I said, "Just tell the chef, right?" I said, "Just tell the chef I'm not happy." And she just sit there. And she's. I said, "Is that real?" And she said, "Like," she said, I said, "I'm not joking."
I'm not
She
joking.
just goes on.
I'm on a very sad face,
She comes back.
Yeah.
She comes back. Eventually, I get this meal, and it's got like it's got rice. It's not jollof rice because he said run out.
Yeah.
So at the end, Apollo was there, and in the end, I'm going out. I call Amadou over, the chef. You know,
Yeah,
great guy. I
great guy.
said like, I just look
Good
at
man.
him. I said like,
Yeah.
and he just goes, "I know. I'm sorry." So yeah, jollof rice. That's my thing, man. That's
true.
my thing.
Oh, nice one. Okay.
For real.
Who's your favorite president from the past to the present?
Oh, my favorite
And
president.
The man who have ruled somewhere around the world.
Right.
I don't know which country.
Okay.
But you just have picked him up.
Okay.
He's a good president for you.
Okay.
He'll inspire you. You know, you can talk about him.
Okay. Let me look. There is right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Now I'm gonna go Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Now let me break it down for you. Why?
Break it down.
Let me break it down for you.
I'm
why.
waiting.
Right. USA. We know the way that the USA is.
True.
So you can go right. People won't go who live over there might say like, okay, he didn't do that much for black people, etc. But you know the way that America is set up, he only just so much power.
Oh,
but
true.
what inspires me, what he had to do. You imagine they've elected Trump now.
Exactly.
They've elected Trump. They've elected Trump because they've just gone like, we had a black president. No, we're not having anything like we're not having anything near that kind of style again. Woman, no minorities, no tan, anyone with a tan.
Yeah.
It's not happening. You know, Trump, he would not any job.
Yeah.
Could not get a job in a shoe shop.
True.
You know, where he's talking like racist, misogynist,
Exactly.
any kind of
Exactly.
it ain't it's not
Exactly.
right. He's just
Exactly.
wrong. He would not he could not get a job anywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But Barack Obama, if you think about it, you know, the way America is, you know, they shoot people, or black people, all that kind of stuff. What he must have had to do,
True.
what he had to get to that position, that the internal fortitude he must have had, the way he's had to navigate.
That's the way he have to navigate
through the political system.
If you know what we mean by that.
You know, navigate the political system to
For you
get
to enter.
to get in. To get
strategies,
nominated,
the
to get
movement,
nominated,
the
to like
knowledge
sweet
used.
up to some people, go like and do all the things they had to do just to get into a position of power.
Yeah, but now, if I can a little bit come slightly on the other side of, but was it not maybe the right time for the USA to present us with a black president because it had been too long?
Oh, you could say that now.
Yeah.
When we've had one, but to get into that position,
exactly,
to get into that position, that's the point. That's what I'm talking about. You might say it's the right time, but you know that they can do anything to trip you up. You know,
even when it's the right time. Yes, yeah, you're right.
You go back, You know, Martin Luther King, bang, Malcolm X, bang. You know, I would not have been surprised if like Barack Obama, you know, somebody made an attempt and some people just went like, go out of the way and go like, oh, it was our day off. Us as the guards, it was their day off. Do you know? The maneuvers he's had to make to get to where he had to go.
That's what's bringing the inspiration on the gentleman.
So yes, that's what I'm impressed by. So
true.
People will go like, oh, he was in power and like he didn't do so much. Now his heart was in the right place.
Exactly.
you know. And I've watched documentaries on him, and he said, like, you know, the things he's had to do. He had to govern for everybody.
Exactly.
Right. But to actually get into that position in the first place, what he had to go through, and like, you know, and is also what Michelle Obama. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's just like, hey, she was a class act.
True, yes.
Class act.
Exactly.
But she's had to. I think it's also very telling. I know it's slightly digression, but like, they're on holiday, and now's the first time you see her without the relaxed hair. She's got it like the natural.
Yeah, true, yes.
You know, so in America, you know, she wouldn't. She, you know, if she had gone with the relaxed, with the natural style, yeah, there would have been all over. It would have been something to shoot the Obamas down with.
True.
You know, they would have find something to try. So he was very astute and like, okay, he knows his position. He wasn't going to do anything that would impact negatively on him and his legacy.
Exactly.
In his way, because I'm sure he's a very clever man. He knows that him being the first black president, you know, is an inspiration.
Inspiration, yes.
You know, so he's not going to do anything which would give anybody an opportunity to like go right.
This is it. Yeah.
Yeah, you are not what you said you were.
So what is your favorite place of holiday where you have been, or you always think have been better because you've got experience already on that? So you can tell us about
my
experience.
favorite place of holiday.
Yeah, which you can talk about the story.
All right, my favorite place now. Right now, okay, we can go favorite place of holiday.
Yeah,
my favorite place of holiday is London.
London.
Right, I will tell you why.
Because you were born there.
Basically, it's not relaxing. I'll go like, okay, I've got 8 days.
Yes.
I'm gonna see all my eight friends.
Oh, true.
You know, my cousins live down there. My mum lives down there.
Exactly.
My
Yes.
son's studying down there. You know, so that is, you know,
all part of you.
so that's.
Really,
but is that a holiday? Is that a holiday though? Is that a holiday?
Visiting family or relaxing? You're gonna not relax.
You're anywhere where my family is.
Yeah.
You know.
Listen, Dominic.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure having you, my brother.
You're kicking me out now.
You know.
Am I no longer VIP?
Just giving you a sign.
My VIP time is done.
Just giving you a sign of going to the end, preparing you for the flight. You left with few minutes. Yes, obviously we have to start preparing you for a flight.
I can feel the power. I can feel the VIP status drifting from me now. No.
Right, yeah. Let's do this.
I'm gonna go back to my low profile now.
That sounds very good. Let's do this. All our VIP, when they come in the house, we've got a culture. We always try to sing this little line with them.
Okay.
You know, it's about Radio Afric-Aye is the chorus. Aye is the chorus. You have been listening to Radio Afric-Aye. Yes.
Aye.
See?
Joe, I'm remixing
I've
it
given
already.
you to the musician now. He's mixing it up.
You get a drum. Let's just move it. Aye. Wait, come on. You're supposed to be joining in. Come on.
Sunrise and rain.
Okay.
Sunrise and rain. Good voodoo. Miami.
Okay.
You wanted to listen to it, isn't it?
Yeah, go on. Let's do
It's
it.
well written. Yeah. That was the end, Mr. Dominic Nelson Ashley. Our appreciation of you being in the house. And I know you got so much to give to us. We're going to call you one more time back.
Okay. All right.
My respect, bruh.
Respect.
At least now I know the low profile style. And the Sangoma, the South African Hill, the connection you've got strongly, the intuition that you have worked, the mentoring, your music journey, so much. We're going to talk about it again.
Okay.
Time has been short. Here we go with Good Voodoo, Miami. Vibe it up. Thank you very much, brother. See you.
station with the best music. I love the music. In your face, all over the place. Radio Afric-Aye. We are online 24/7. You're listening to the best radio station. Online 24/7. We are online 24/7. You're listening to the best radio station. Mixing the beats in the mix with the best DJ. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. We have ignition. We have ignition. You're about to listen to the hottest sounds. You're about to listen to the hottest sounds. Come on, DJ, hit me with another track. Come on, DJ, hit me with another track. 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 You are listening to Radio Afric-Aye. You are listening to Radio Afric-Aye. You are listening to Radio Afric-Aye.